A long time ago, there was a vast land connected by Wiccans and ethereal constructs. A place that was home to great systemized creativity and awe. Every being within the lands looked out for one another. They all carried a tinge of nomadic ethos and traveled between cities to share not only traditions, but differing spiritual recipes and even methodologies. It was a time of great prosperity and wonder. It was a hidden world in which no one thought harm would come to. Until it did. After eons of memories and unfounded advances in civilization, a young witch visited their little nation. Unbeknownst to them, she harnessed powers beyond comprehension and helped their territories grow twice as fast, with enough grandeur and celebrations to last for many folktales to come. She was docile and soft in temperament, and became part of the cultural family with a loving welcome. She was a newcomer, but she brought upon a new era of engineering and excitement amongst the people. Yet still, she was feared among many despite the praise. And it wasn't until fear and reverie turned dark did her path alongside the townsfolk draw to a close. With sour rumors and bated breaths, her presence became malignant across the territories, her magic becoming an omen of horror to come. It was an expeditious turn into hysteria, one that no one could explain or rationalize, and in her great torment of betrayal from people she once loved, she tried to soothe them. She gave her all to stop their depravity, but almost as if a hex had been placed against her, they became even wilder with rage. So that great and powerful witch ran. For a while she nested in hole to hole, always moving, never staying in one place for too much time for fear of her capture. The suffering of other citizens taking her place, as they in turn paid for her alleged sins. In a horrific show of insanity and monstrosity that carried through their steps, they would keep finding and destroying new sanctuaries, taking every evil they could find without regard and smothering it completely. Many tried to hide, begging for their rituals to bring them salvation, protection, and aid through the terror that was constantly occurring. But they too were snuffed out by the rage. The great witch had lost everything, and as if succumbed to by fate of all that had come to be, she made a decision within its midst. Her misery encouraged a great sacrifice, in which she made a bargain between herself and the home that had suddenly shifted against her. All the beauty of the town had been muddied, and with her final breaths, she brought ruin to the lands with all she had. A deep rain settled amongst the lands, every living thing within its reach perishing. A bog coiled around the infrastructures, giving birth to something that was inexplicable. A poison not only spreading arcane decay, but giving rise to a new place of living, a new territory of secrets and mystery. It now lays as a twisted reminder of that great witch's pain and the scars that lay across these lands for the ever-extending foreseeable future. The world she lived in still attempting to retain the same beauty as she had once seen, but amongst its ruins. She has left behind whispers of her spectral persuasion. Rumors still reminiscent of how she protects that bog, and is searching for a witch with great promise and power to be curious enough to find the truth behind her story, waiting for them with eagerness to uncover the reasoning for the unjust witch hunt and slaughter of all that was once good. It didn't take long for her wish to be heard. The witch's magic spread through all creatures with and without a beating heart. Most animals remained the same, stunted at certain developmental stages or even growing twice their size. Yet there was one that grew beyond what it was originally ever supposed to be. A frog, growing humanoid features and capabilities of speech just like any other human. It was a bizarre phenomenon that only happened once. And even more interesting was the arcane power that came along with him. It became evident that he was feeling a calling for the truth, trapped within his own subconscious desperation to figure out what actually happened to his home and where his powers come from. Over the years, the search for that truth continued, and the hope for the great witch's blessing becomes the very treasure of the bog from lands of old. Witchcraft. Secrets. Pain. History. All of it accumulating inside this one frog.